Okay, should be popping on here. I'll get the bot up. You guys can play games if you want. Okay, should be going. Well, you probably, if you watched my last stream, hey Chris, hey Metallic Silver Skull, hey Michael. Hopefully this won't go too long. If you were in my last live build on this truck, you can see I've done quite a bit to it. Since then, the one thing I did get in the orange front springs I wanted, so the front shocks are on. I done something a little different. I don't know, I might have to swap it back. But when I built these front shocks, they called for the zero. Here, I'll show you on the setup sheet. They called for the zero shock eyelets on the front. And as you can see, you can get 0, 2, and 4 on the picture I got up there. Well, what I'd done on the front, I did the +2 millimeter shock ends on the front. And then here's what that would technically add a little bit to the droop of the shock by 2 millimeters. And you can see over here the stroke of the front shocks should be 24.5. Well, this is basically a dirt setup. And so I got an internal limiter, 1 millimeter internal limiter inside the shock. So, and then I actually set the stroke to 23.5 millimeters. So actually the ball cup went up on the same distance if it was at 24.5. But the end of it's going to be 2 millimeters longer. So I'm going to have a little, like 1 millimeter more droop than what the kit setup had. And then what I did, the kit calls for a 5 millimeter shock cup. What I did was use the 0 millimeter shock cup. And I don't know if that really will get my ride height down a little bit. I don't really, after sitting there thinking about it, I don't think it really will. But the one thing, the trucks I seen last weekend or weekend and a half ago, they were almost out of adjustment at the top of the shock. So I should have more adjustment there. But the one thing that, okay, Chris, see you later. One thing with those 0 millimeter cups, I don't know if you can see that or not, they're basically on the arm. So if I were to want to go to the outer hole, I'm in the middle hole here, I would have to go back to the 5 millimeter cups because it's basically, if I'd pivot that shock anymore, that bottom part of that shock cup would be hitting the arm. Right now it's clear down. and it's just touching, but they're not held up, so it's fine the way it is. But I might have to make some changes. And the one thing why I did what I did on the front shocks is to get the ride height down to about 17 millimeters. That is the height off the floor. Those guys are having to back the top of the spring, or the spring holder or retainer, almost clear up to the top, and then actually when the spring was completely loose, and it was actually it could hop up over the shock cup at the bottom, and I don't like that. So what I may end up still having to do is put what they call shoe goo. Some guys are using super glue, supposedly attaching the spring or holding the spring down on the cup. But I would think I will use shoe goo. I don't know if any of you guys know what shoe goo is, but it's a flexible, like silicone, that dries out. Hi Larry. But anyway, that's where we are. All the electronics are in it. That, of course, I had the servo in it before. Speed control is in it. Got the fan in it. Motors in it. This was a motor. It's a 13.5 motor. That's basically the stock class, or the class that most trucks run nowadays. I have ran this motor before, and I felt it was a little bit doggy. I loaned it out to a buddy that needed a motor for a few weeks that is really good at tuning motors. He did his work to it, actually added just a little bit of timing to it. Told me to run a 27 tooth gear, pinion gear, which I've got on there now. I think the highest I ever had on it was a 26. So he said the motor didn't get hot. It's the fastest thing that was on the track, so we'll hope. It's tuned up for me. Okay, Larry. But what we're going to do, like I say, it's ready to go, except for, of course, I'll have to take it out to my shed and do all the alignments, just the angles of my rear tires, get the toe in set right. Those things I got to go out to the shed. I got a flat piece of granite. I set it on and do that. Check the ride height. I'll have to do that extra otherwise. But today we're going to set up the electronics and see if everything works. New speed control to me. It is a Hobbywing. It is their best, their newest G3X. I'll have to do some work to it even. It should work fine, but I'm sure they've done firmware updates. I'll have to hook it up, get online, and update the speed control. And then there's a controller box that you can set all the settings that I have to be hooked to it too. So, but it should work the way it is. My radio, Sanwa M12S, they're got an M17. I'm always a model behind. I can't justify paying $700 for a radio, which the M17s are. And these were about 600 when they were new, and when they come out the M17, I actually upgraded from my previous then. This was the top of the line one, and got actually that and 2 receivers for $400. So New M17's a little lighter, a little smaller, but the one thing I've got to have, I'm drive left-handed, so you got to have a radio that can do that. Not all of them do that, so. But anyway, we're gonna get this ready to bind the receiver. Maybe. Okay, I think we're ready to go there. With that, plug it in. Turn the unit on, make sure everything's clear, because it could take off. Hold in a button on the receiver, which is not doing anything. For some reason, don't act like it's getting power. Well, we'll try this again. I know it's getting power because the transponder's sitting there flashing, so what am I not doing right? Set it off and try again. I suppose I probably ought to go look at the instructions again, but I'm pretty sure I know I'm doing this right. It should have a light flashing at me. Yeah, I drive left-handed because my left hand has been well damaged over the years, and my throttle, what would be my throttle finger, has a hitch in it. So I learned to drive it left-handed originally. Yeah, I'm doing it right. Why in the world isn't it working? Hi, Dennis. Okay, I know what I got to do. I got to hold it down. That's what I'm not doing when I turn it on. There it goes. There we go. Okay, we're bound up. Hopefully the steering works. It does, but it's backwards. It's not uncommon. It's like the steering's a little off, but let's see if we got power to the motor. Acts like it's got a lot of something don't feel quite right. One thing I noticed, this fan is just touching the nut on this on the clutch or slipper adjustment. That's what it sounds like I'm hearing, is that nut hitting something, because I can actually hear it as it turns. So what I may have to do is put a couple spacers and back that fan off one, or else tighten the slipper down a little bit. But hey, we got stuff working. Well, just depends on how much you want to spend, Bacardi Jim. The kit themselves, this truck, is $400, and of course you got to build it yourself. This is a high dollar speed control. You can spend anywhere from probably around 100. This one is 250. Motor is $100, and that's if you get a tuned motor, or maybe $150. Battery is $100. And then of course tires. Yeah, get her ready to run if you're not going to race. Go find a Traxxas and get something with a little ground clearance. I know they still make a Rustler, which looks like this, basically, but it has quite a bit of ground clearance. So yeah, Mike the Greek, it'll come with the radio. Probably around $400. I think it'll include everything that you need. Get one. They've got a couple versions. One is a brush motor, and it'd be the cheaper one, and then they got a brushless motor one. Get the brushless motor one. Those are waterproof, whole 9 yards. Motor lasts quite a while. The brush motors, they'll eventually give out. But yeah, it comes with the radio. I think it comes with battery. I don't know if it come with a charger. You have to buy a charger for it, probably. Yeah, Mike the Greek just said it too. But I'm going to have to do a couple things to this, so I'll go ahead and shut it down for now. I'm not going to stay on here for very long. Just saying where we are. It's about ready to go. Like I say, I got to do some alignment on it yet. Slap a body on it. From what I saw, my old body should go right on here. I may have to cut out a little bit of the wheel well in the front to make a clearance for the turnbuckle. But I got a couple things to do here yet tonight. Like I say, once I get off here, I'll adjust the center on my steering, and then of course I'll have to go out to the shop tomorrow and do the alignment. I'm probably gonna take this fan off. I could tighten that slipper down a little bit, We may put a little shim behind so it backs it off just a little bit too on the fan, because I think that's what I'm hearing is this nut hitting the inner part of the fan. But it works. It's working. Oh, and one thing, I guess there's another guy who was kind of paying attention to what I was building. I probably should have had the speed control just moved ahead just a little bit to get the full adjustment on the battery. I could go like a half a spot farther with the adjustments that they come with. They got two different sets of these battery holders. One that's a half step, and these are the full step. There's what they call a 5-4. There's 5 different positions, screw positions to move this. And I'm in the 4 hole, but I've got the half ahead, so I'm like 4.5 ahead. I'm not quite 5, so it could actually go probably 1 millimeter or so further forward, but I'd be right against that speed control. So, but I think we're good, probably where we're at. Getting the weight as far forward as I can. But yeah, the setup is kind of a copy off the old truck for me. A lot of the shock stuff I've done. I got the inverted shocks on the rear, get the weight down, having the shocks down, the weight gets the weight down a little bit. But I don't think there's too much more to go over what I've done. I mean, like I said, I wasn't coming on for long. Just wanted to show you guys that it was working. Maybe this weekend, Bacardi Jim. Sounds like about Sunday here. We might have some flurries Saturday or Sunday. I know he'll get to you first, but I'm sure if you're going to get snow, you probably get it. I know they're saying maybe northern Iowa, and we may see a few flurries here, I think on Saturday night or Sunday. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet or not. Still don't have my snow fence up. Did get a couple things done yesterday that I needed to get done while it was nice. Got the air conditioner out of the window. Did a little expanding foam on a spot or two around the house that needed it, or around the outside of the house. That's the one thing. It really hasn't been cold enough here for the trees to drop all the leaves. I need to clean my gutters, but I hate doing it too early until or at least most of the leaves fall. Yeah, that's about the temperature here, Dennis. I don't have my thing set at Celsius, but I'm guessing that's pretty close. It's 50 here, Fahrenheit. Yeah, trees are still half full. That's it. It just hasn't been cold enough for long enough at night yet make the trees drop the leaves, but sounds like this weekend it will. So anyway, I got been doing laundry, trying to get ready to get out of here early Friday morning. Go over and get some practice in with the new truck and still have the old truck intact if I don't get it to where I want it for the trophy race, but I think this will be good. The speed control will definitely be better because it's a lot more modern. I'll have to get, like I say, I have to get some settings set on it yet, so. But I need to hook on to the internet to do that with it. It's crazy. You got to get on the internet to work your speed control. Or your phone, whichever. I don't do smartphones or dumb phones, so. Anyway, I think I'm going to get back up here. We've only been on here about 30 minutes, but anyway, I think we're good. Do the last little follow-up. We'll probably put some videos up next week of it out on the track. So, hey Bobby, truck is all built, bud. Got the tires on and stuff, but it still need to do an alignment yet. New speed control works. Have to upgrade Hobbywing ESC in it. But yeah, got quite a ways from, got all the electronics in it here before it come on, and bound up the receiver and checked out the ESC, and it's a working. So time to go do alignment on it and see if it does worth a darn this weekend. Anyway, okay, guys, we're going to get out of here. Just come on for about a half hour. Say hi to everybody. Sunday night stream. Yes, it has the 3-gear in it, Bobby. That's what it came with. Yep, it's got the 3-gear. Hopefully it's got a little more get up and go. I got a little noise. I think my fan is hitting my nut on my slipper, so we'll have to do a little adjustment on that. Maybe put a washer behind the fan, maybe tighten that nut down a little bit. So anyway, okay guys, we'll catch you later. Sunday night stream, 7 o'clock is what I'm planning on for this week for the coin stream. So anyway guys, we'll catch you later.